Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to 2025 and my first camping trip of the season. And today I'm in my little hot tent. I just got tired of waiting. I've been waiting and waiting for some good weather. And if there was a good day, I couldn't go for one reason or another. So I've just given up, and it's drizzly a bit and it's been very wet, but I'm here. And I'm going to have an overnight with my tent, with my little wood stove, and I'm going to cook a great dinner, and I'm just going to enjoy getting out and finally getting in my hot tent. I'm going to try and have a fire outside and just enjoy the moment and try to live life fully regardless of the weather. Well, I wanted to get my bedding in before it starts to rain. It's damp, but you might be familiar with me using this tent in the past. And in the summertime, I had an inner for it with a mesh walls and a bathtub floor, and it was great. But in the winter here, it's so wet that I could just see the bathtub floor just being covered in mud, and either that I'm going to take my shoes off every time I come in here. So also with the wood burner going in here, the wood stove, I felt it was best to take it out. It could be modified, the nest could be modified to accommodate a wood stove, but I just didn't really want the floor completely wrecked. And so I opted to put down a tarp. Plus on top of the tarp, I've cut a small bathtub floor for my sleeping pad. So hopefully this will further protect my bedding if it is raining and the water just seep in at all. I hope that this combination will keep me dry. I'm just working now on assembling my fire hiking stove. It's really quite simple, and after using it for a year in the cooler temperatures, I'm really very happy with it. It goes together easily, and it certainly never let me down. I do have, if I was to buy another stove for my hot tent, I wouldn't bother with getting one with a window. When you dampen the stoves down, it does build up a lot of black on the glass, so you have to keep cleaning it, and it doesn't last more than one time, and then it's all really dirty again. I just go for a window in the door, but otherwise I wouldn't think I'd bother. It's very nice to have a little bit of extra light, but it's always messed up with all the dark on the glass. Other than that, though, I think it's a great little stove. It feels good to get everything set up. It takes a little while, but it's okay. It's a little more to do in the winter. I've had this little Helinox chair now for a little while, and it's a ground chair, which wouldn't work for everybody, but I really like it. A new purchase I made this winter was this Helinox table, which I thought would be great for car camping and going in the van. Sometimes I wish I had a flatter surface. It's not a big deal if I don't, but I thought I'd spoil myself. And this Helinox table I bought, and they go on for about 25% off. They're kind of pricey. I always wait if I want something that's going to cost a bit more money. If I can, I wait until the sale comes on. I haven't used it yet, and so this is its first go, but I have been happy with the chair. Sometimes I'll invest in something that I know is a little more expensive. These come with a 5-year warranty. I understand, that's what I read, and that means something to me. Although at this point, I don't know if I'll still be doing this in 5 years. And I think it's just about time to start getting a fire going in the fire pit. Well, this is where it's at. Finally. Yes, I got it all done. Tent's good. I haven't lit the fire in the little stove yet because it's actually quite mild. I think the high today was supposed to be 7 Celsius, which, you know, isn't balmy, but I've been working and I've got layers on, and now I've got a fire going so I can afford to sit down and just relax, because that's why I'm here. I've been waiting and waiting to come out, and you know, with the holidays and other commitments, and the weather has just been so wet. And the worst part isn't the rain. The worst part has been the wind. There is so much devastation. There's some huge trees that have come down. Almost everywhere you camp on Vancouver Island, we camp in the trees, which is wonderful, except if it's windy. And some of the trees and the branches that came down this fall and the early winter have just been outstanding, unusually strong, and it's just not the place to come in a tent, or a van for that matter, is to camp out in an area like this in a windstorm. So I thought today I'm going to come. It's not supposed to be windy tonight, not to be windy tomorrow. The sun might even pop out tomorrow, but I'm not counting on it. It was supposed to come out today. It didn't. But it's not cold and it's not windy, so I don't feel chilled like often you do around the water, and I'm very close to the ocean here. So I'm just going to enjoy this a little time by the fire and try out my new table. Put my tea on it. It's working well. So just sit by the fire with me and just enjoy it, and then we'll make some dinner. It's good to be out, regardless. I've been missing this. Well, I've decided to come in and I've lit the fire in the little wood stove. I'm just going to work on that for a few minutes and get that going. And I think I'm going to end up just cooking just outside the door of the tent. I don't really need to worry about a lot of wildlife here. It's not that it doesn't happen, but it's not a big feature of this campsite. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to get organized in the tent. Got a little bit of fire left outside, but not too much. And I just got to stoke this little guy. And this is going to be my warm, comfort, cozy spot for this evening. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. It's been great just sitting out by the fire, enjoying myself, watching the dark settle in. And it's just after 5 and it's pretty dark out. And it's getting to be a bit chilly. So I'll see you in a bit. So what are we having for dinner tonight? Well, I've prepared a little bit ahead of time. I'm going to have some noodles, and I'm going to have some chicken with some basil tomato sauce and some olives and some sweet peppers in it. I'm going to put that on top of the noodles, and then I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it. It's pretty simple, but I think it's going to be really tasty and a really nice warm meal to have tonight. This looks pretty darn good. And yes, I'm eating it out of the frying pan. So let's have the first taste. Yeah, this is really good. It's just perfect. For a night like tonight, have some nice tomato sauce with some chicken, some pasta. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this. And I hear an owl outside. I think it's the barred owl going off and on. Just nice to hear. It's pretty quiet here. There's some other people in this camp area, but overall they're a pretty quiet bunch, and they're not really close to me, so this is wonderful. Well, that was a really good dinner. This is a pretty quiet camp out, which is great. I think a lot of us have had a busy time over the holiday, and lots of family, lots of fun, varying degrees of or not. But it's nice just to get out, and I've been waiting too long. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for all of the support over 2024. It's been wonderful, and I really wanted to say thank you. One of the reasons I do keep going with this channel is because of all of you. You are so encouraging to me. You write the nicest things to me. I'm often just I am sometimes brought to tears with the wonderful things people say, and that what I do sometimes brings joy to people. I know it brings joy to me, but yeah, I'm really humbled and very touched and very, very grateful. So thank you. Thank you for all your support over 2024. I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this. How long is any of us going to do what we're doing? I just go day by day and take it from there. So today is a good day. This is living life fully as far as life goes for me. And I just hope that you too are finding some joy and fulfillment in your life. So thanks so very much for your continued support. It means a lot to me. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I have a lot of gratitude. So let's just sit and enjoy the evening. Listen to the owl. Good morning, everybody. What a great night I had in my little light outdoors Isolo hot tent. I had good sleep, and it was nothing but owls to hear in the night, and that was kind of nice. I let the fire go out last night, and so it was definitely gone by 12 when I did wake up for a few minutes. But it wasn't cold. There was still a bit of residual warmth. But by about 5:30, it was getting pretty damp cold in here. Not unbearable by any means, but I think I'd find getting out of my sleeping bag a little easier in a couple hours if, indeed, I had a bit of fire going. So I lit the fire, and it's just warmed it up enough to take the chill off. While I have my breakfast, I'm not putting any more wood on because it'll be time to pack up and go home before long. But I'm going to have a good breakfast. I'm going to make, I've got my coffee going here, my instant cappuccino. I'm going to heat up some pre-cooked bacon and make some French toast. But first of all, I'm going to have this. And now for the maple syrup. Well, this is one of my favorite camping breakfasts. I make it quite often. It's simple and it's good. So I'm just going to enjoy this. And I'm eating in my tent and cooking in my tent because I'm packing up. And like I said yesterday, this isn't an area with a lot of wildlife. Mostly squirrels and deer. Occasionally a bear is seen down here. But I don't think there's one around here today. So I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm going to be warm at the same time. That is really good. Well, that looks good. Hot. But good. Well, I'm going to enjoy this because I've got the messy job ahead of putting everything away. I don't know, it's kind of anticlimactic, isn't it? You're going to pack it all up, but that's okay. I got out. I was tired of waiting, as I said, and I got out, and the weather held, and it was supposed to be a lot more wet, and it didn't happen. So weather was in my favor this time, and it was so quiet and beautiful, and had that lovely fire last night. And now I'm having a great dinner. Now another great breakfast. This camping trip is mostly about just enjoying being out, just relaxing, and eating some good food. And I'm very grateful for that too, let me tell you. Yesterday I mentioned that I had this new addition to my kit for camping. This new little Helinox table. It's called a Table 1 Hardtop. Having never had a small camping table for in a tent before, I actually quite like it. I thought it was just kind of over the top to have a table. But, you know, last night when I went to bed, I knew there were certain things I would want to be able to find easily. I put them on this little table. My glasses, a light, my keys, lighter, and of course having breakfast here, I've got, you know, can have my cup, and I can prepare food on here too. So I actually quite like it. It just gets certain things up off the floor, or off the ground in this case, because this is a floorless tent. And yeah, you're not, some things you definitely don't want to step on. And of course it's nice just to be able to get your drink and put it up and not have to worry about kicking it over. I think I'm going to find this to be quite useful. Whether it's worth the money or not, I'm not sure, but I think time will tell. And how much do I really use it? I won't know until I've used it for a whole season. Well, I'm not quite finished my coffee, and that'll be very soon. And then it'll be time to crawl out of the tent. My back's a little stiff this morning, but it's gradually loosening up. The crawling out and the packing up is about to begin. Oh, okay. All right, it's time to start packing into the car. It's not raining. Yes. Well, thank you to everybody who came along on this little trip with me. A winter overnight, first week of January, and I had a wonderful time. It's a quiet one, but that's really what I wanted, you know, the busyness of the holidays, just sort of the sometimes it gets kind of gloomy around here in the winter. It's so gray, but I got out and it was terrific. It just lifted my spirits. I hope 2025 is a good year for everybody, and we're just going to dive right in and make the best of what we find. So See you on the next one. I'm not going to wait quite so long. Bye for now.